Hello, and welcome to the ABCs of Autism. I'm Dr. Lynette Louise, also known as the Brain Broad, and today we are going to talk about the letter T. I love it when the letters are easy to make, little t, big T. All right, so we're going to talk about the letter T for techniques, techniques, techniques. I've done a lot of explaining about concepts. It's really important, though, at some point that I tell you how stuff is done. So let's just break down. Clearly, I can't go through all the techniques, but let's break down a couple of important points and styles of responding. So, for example, if you were going after speech, you would ask the child, say cup. And you go, say cup. And then you wait, just like that. With that expectation in your face that they're going to respond. If you say cup, oh, I guess they won't say it, then they're not going to. You need to leave this space within which the child has a chance to make an attempt. And then this is the part that nobody ever wants to do. The second they make any sound at all, you jump into action and you run and get a cup. Or if the sound was completely divorced of that, you're asking for cup and it was z, you might run and get a zebra. A zebra? A zebra toy out of the children's playthings. The important part, though, is you ask, you wait with the expectation of success, and you listen for any attempt, and then you jump into action. If you don't jump into action, it dies there. Okay, so this whole thing happens again and again and again, and you raise the bar and ask for more and more. So if initially all you got was K for cup, then that's fine at first, but later you want K and cup and drink and water, and it grows bigger and bigger and bigger. So the technique remains the same, the bar moves. You don't change the technique. So now you know it all. Communication. Let's say you want deeper communication, not just words, not just labeling of items that the child wants, but a feeling of being connected to them. Two things. One, rather than teach labels like cup and ball and plate and that sort of thing, teach action words so that when you spring into action, you're creating something together. For example, run. If they say run, you run, and maybe even carrying them. Or ride, and then you give them a ride on your back so that there's a bonded responding that's happening. And that's the beginning of deeper communication. There's another level to that. You want to do explain, explain, explain. You have to always be explaining yourself as if the child can understand you. You do this with your animals, for goodness sakes. You do this with little babies. Do it with your autistic child. You explain, explain, explain. You say, the reason I'm doing this is because I want you to have a clean butt, so we're going to wipe your butt. Or the reason that I'm walking out of the room right now is your screaming is so loud, it's more than I can handle. So I'll be back when you calm down. So whatever it is that you're doing, you want to explain, 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 as if the child age appropriately understands you. Act as if, and then simplify. You have to do that part as well, just in case they don't understand you. They'll capture your tone, but they may not know what you're saying exactly. So then you simplify. So you might have said, okay, we're all sitting to dinner together because as a family we enjoy each other's company. Well, that's act as if, but now you need to simplify. So you say, come, sit, eat. All the way down to that, if need be. So act as if, simplify, explain, explain, explain. All right, there's so many things. I'm only going to give you two more because we're going to run long. So interaction. Interaction, all you want to make sure you do is model, meet in the middle. It isn't interaction if you're saying, come here. That's compliance, obedience. Interaction is, I go to you and you come to me and we interact together. So you must model, meet in the middle. Think about that and I'll give you some techniques another time. The last and most important one for so many family members neighbors, strangers. What to do in a meltdown? You hit them with the vacuum. I know that sounds scary, right? But it's real. Not the actual vacuum that you clean your rugs with, but the vacuum of energy. So if you are always smiling and rewarding and responding in this yummy, gorgeous, beautiful way, then when you all of a sudden go, oh, and your energy drops, it's a physical experience for the child. They feel you vacate. Here you're all personality, and then boom, gone. So the child is having a meltdown, and you go, oh, well, I don't know how to help when you're doing that. Now, there's a lot of little nuances to this. But in that drop of energy, you have a moment where you've signaled something to the child that words can't do. And when somebody's freaking out and thrashing about, they really don't hear you. So your energy is your tool. Then in that moment when, like with a baby, you know, and the baby's screaming and crying, and then they finally go, in that intake of breath, in that quiet second before the next scream, you go, oh, and you up your energy as if you're going to help. I just want to help you. And they start crying again, and you drop your energy. Now there's more to it, but if you can just get that rhythm, that vacuum of energy as a signaling device, you'll be halfway there. Okay, I'm going to try and keep these clips nice and reasonable in their length. So this is it. Techniques, 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 the letter T. Thank you for watching the ABCs of Autism. I'm Dr. Lynette Louise, the Brain Broad. Don't forget to like and subscribe.